if you want a frame like this but are kind of intimidated by having to set it up, luckily we've got this video, so I'll quickly show you how. Okay, so here we have our kit. So if you are familiar with it, it comes in this bag right here. Everything kind of fits inside this, and I can very easily kind of show you by merely taking it out and setting it up. So here we go. So first of all, we've got our cover. Then we've got a whole bunch of frame. What we'll probably end up doing is speeding up this part, because otherwise it'd be very boring for you. But once everything is kind of... Okay, so with the system itself, so the system has an elastic that kind of goes in between. And then you can merely put those together, and then you push the button. Aluminium construction means it's very light. And in that regards, it's easy to put together. Okay, so back over here. So you'll notice that all the pieces have these little numbers on them. The little numbers correspond to the matching pieces, so all you need to do is line up the numbers. So for instance, 3 on this one and 3 on the one on the opposite side. So this is a 4, that's a 7, this is a 6. So that's probably the base bar. So what I'll do is I'll take all these out. Okay, so there's a couple of things. It does actually come with some white little gloves and an Allen key. The Allen key is actually to tighten up this little screw at the base, because occasionally what can happen is that can twist, and so it's no longer giving you the support for standing. So by having an Allen key, you can just tighten that off. Okay, so on this side here, so these basically are the same no matter what they are. So you've got these little corner pieces, so you can see them because they have basically one part that goes down. That can very easily click into the base of the feet, just like that. Okay, so then I've got uprights, and I can see that that one's got an 8 on it, this one's got a 9 on it, and that one's got a 5 on it. Okay, and then this part here will be the top piece that goes on top of that. So it's funny because these actual pieces are all kind of the same. So there's no real advantage to putting one in one spot and not another. Okay, so the centerpiece is different because the centerpiece has 2 female sides, one on each end, whereas the other 2 pieces have a male and female side. So again, as long as you line up the numbers, you shouldn't really have a problem. You need to remember these little corner pieces. So again, these are just kind of curved. They are mirrored, but they do have kind of numbers on them that correspond to, again, the numbers on the poles themselves. So you could put that on there. Ideally, this particular piece has 2 male ends, so you can see it kind of gets slightly smaller on one end. So I can grab that one, put that in. Okay, so that's clicked in, that's clicked in, and that's clicked in. So now that's the frame. Again, with the smaller version of this particular frame, it just does not have the middle kind of support. It only has the kind of the outside kind of frame, and then you've got the cover. With the cover, there is a kind of a couple of ways you can kind of do this. Ideally, if you've got 2 people, it's a lot easier. So the cover's got like a zipper, so you can just undo it. If you are by yourself, what I recommend doing is kind of putting out the frame. So let me just quickly show you the zipper. So fairly heavy duty kind of zipper, blue on one side, green on the other. So just open that up, take your frame, fold it down, and then grab one side, start feeding it on. Make sure that when you try to feed it on the seam so it doesn't kind of catch onto itself. You can see that. And now what you can do is you can kind of start sliding it down. So once you've got it up to that stage, you can lift it back up again. So you saw here where I said about the Allen key. So if you've got the Allen key, you can tighten that back up again. There you have it. And so when you get to this stage here, at the bottom you've got the zipper. So you just connect the zipper like you would normally. Zip it along the bottom. You can see that it's got kind of creases on it now, but obviously once that's kind of out and standing for a couple of minutes, it will start to soften up, and that will kind of hide the creases that are there. So if you're interested in this product and you were only afraid by how to set it up, luckily we showed you how, and it's not particularly hard, it's just a little bit time intensive. And with 2 people, that time is cut down quite quickly. Obviously, we wasted a lot of time taking the wrapping off, but I wanted to kind of show you from start to finish without having to kind of show you something that was already kind of pre-prepped for it. So yeah, so if you're interested, visit your local Dragon Image.